Oh, okay, the microphone was off. Okay. So that's why the microphone was off. So, okay, let's try it out. Because we're going to be doing this, so we're going to just be reacting to all of these videos right here. And then, so we gonna always start off. Okay, boom, the volume is perfect. Okay, so we gonna always start off with watching
these creepy, lost
YouTube. We gonna always start off watching some scary videos, and then some stories, and then we go to a just try something new. And y'all look, I fixed it. I like birthday, wait. Okay. So let's start it.
YouTube videos were uploaded to a channel run by Donna Ayers, a woman who believes something disturbing is happening inside her home. According to her, strange and unexplainable events began occurring in the house, things neither she nor her family could make sense of. In 2009, her brother passed away under unclear circumstances, and ever since then, she's been living in a constant state of fear. She claims that objects in the house move on their own, especially when she's nearby. Some people think it could be the spirit of her brother trying to reach out, but Donna doesn't believe that. She's convinced it's something else entirely, something darker and more malicious. One night, while home alone, she notices something unusual and decides to start recording.
That's not me, is it, with the camera? Hang on, guys, I'm just going to get a better view because this is amazing. I'm just going to turn the light up a bit as well. If that's you, please move it again. That is moving. Oh my god, that is moving. Oh, thank you.
In the footage, a chandelier can be seen slowly swaying back and forth on its own before the video abruptly cuts off. The incident clearly shakes her, but it's far from the only one. From an outside perspective, it starts to seem like her mental state is gradually deteriorating. She appears to be feeding into her own fears and becoming increasingly consumed by what's happening. A few days later, something even more disturbing occurs.
As you can see, just so you lot don't think I'm quizzing, I'm not going too close because I get launched at, but there's nothing under there. That's just a bracket from an old drawer that used to be there. There's nothing in the cupboard, it's just cutlery and stuff. Nothing under there apart from pots and pans. There's no magnets. That's just a switch. There's nothing there at all. Nothing out the ordinary, but yeah, shit keeps moving. Can you move it again, please? If you're here, move it. Well, it definitely did move, but as it was moving, you see. So, yeah. I'll just show you as well. There's nothing underneath, there's nothing. It's just an old metal cup. Metal. Weird. Oh my gosh. The surface isn't wet or anything, it's all dry. So there's no reason for it to be moving. And it's moving again.
While in the kitchen, Donna notices a mug moving on its own for no apparent reason. She immediately turns on the camera and shows that nothing around it could be causing the movement. The surface is dry, there's nothing underneath it, yet it continues to slide. This only deepens the sense that something unexplained is going on. As before, Donna attributes it to something supernatural. While she can't pinpoint exactly what's causing it, she believes the same entity is behind everything. The most disturbing moment comes later. At the beginning of another video, she talks about a strange incident involving a toy fish tank visible in the background. As she's explaining, something even creepier happens. Her dog suddenly reacts to something unseen, as if sensing a presence.
But yeah, that's basically the new tank. I'll just keep it in the background and then you can see what I mean. But just strange feelings. Almost like you can feel the dark entity that's here, and it's almost like a pressure. I don't know if you can see it. They're certainly acting a bit weird. See, it's so strange. See, I can feel there's something here right now. Right now. And yet I don't. No one here. Yeah, there's no one around me. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. It's bringing tears to my eyes. Just no one gets it. My chin's moving on my neck.
While filming, Donna describes a heavy, oppressive feeling, like something dark is right there with her. Then her necklace begins to move, as if being pulled by an invisible force. That moment completely overwhelms her, and she struggles to hold back her emotions. It's also worth noting that her behavior becomes increasingly erratic. She even starts using a Ouija board. You can take this story with skepticism, and there's a strong possibility that after her brother's death, she may have simply begun to lose her grip on reality. Back in 2010, a YouTube channel called Boog731 appeared. The first video on it was pretty harmless. The creator was just showing off a homemade Halloween costume. At the time, it seemed like the channel was meant to be a personal blog where he would upload videos about his hobbies and interests. But after that, the channel went quiet for nearly a year. When he finally returned, the content had taken a dark turn. He uploaded a disturbing video titled, "My Stalker." The video opens in a parking lot at an undisclosed location, with text on screen describing a tense situation he was dealing with. After that, it cuts to a recorded conversation between him and the person who had been following him.
You followed my car a lot. How does that not make me uncomfortable?
I thought we were good friends. I thought we were like, okay, if we're not friends, at least we were talking before, and you didn't think that I just don't know.
I tried to put aside my feelings. I tried to be a good guy. I tried to talk to you. And the conversations we had, I felt like they went nowhere. There weren't things I wanted to talk about, and so I'm done talking.
Because you never reciprocate.
There's nothing interesting that you had to talk about.
Well, well, reciprocate and ask me questions. And
I'm not interested. I was never interested.
Why?
Because I don't like you.
Why can't you expand your cultural diversity and just like
cultural diversity?
Why don't you expand your friendships, not just more than, have you know any Filipino?
Yeah, I went to school with one. Yeah.
Okay.
I know a Filipino, I know a gay guy.
Okay.
My cultural diversity is pretty expansive.
Okay, so with that in mind, why don't you give me a chance? I can.
Because I'm not giving you a chance because you're Filipino.
No. Why didn't you give me a chance? Not just, no, not being a...
You being a Filipino doesn't have anything to do with it. You being gay doesn't have anything to do with it. I don't care. I just don't like you, your presence, you make me uncomfortable. A Filipino friend doesn't make me uncomfortable. My gay friend doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Well, tell me, what makes them not make you uncomfortable?
The fact that we started having conversations and that we liked each other and that we were friends. We started having conversations, you and I didn't really get the vibe. I didn't really feel like we could be friends.
Why?
Because I don't like you because you made me uncomfortable from day one.
Why did you just... Well, did you just want me not to talk before?
I was fine with you not talking before, yes.
Well, how could you develop friendships like that? See,
for people who doesn't make me uncomfortable right off the bat.
The thing is, I want to develop friendships with people that I don't know, and I've met you, and I think that we, we can be acquaintances. I can say hello once in a while.
Yes, but following me to my car is not saying hello once in a while. Following me from train to train as I get off to try and avoid you is not saying hello once in a while.
Well, I can.
It's creepy.
What makes you... I don't want you to feel that way.
Look, if the situation was I was a girl and you were a guy following around, there would be police all over this place. You would be in jail. Do you think that's true?
I know.
Okay, so the situation is you're following me, whether I'm a girl or a guy. You're following me from train car to my car. It's the same thing.
But I can't help myself not following you. For some reason, I can't. Adam, I can't. I don't...
How about you try? You try real hard.
How?
Not follow me. Just walk to your car. Don't walk to my car. Don't try and have a conversation with me from all the way from the train to my car with me not saying a damn word. Maybe get the hint that I don't want to talk to you.
I won't bother you anymore talking to you. But I will say hi to you once in a while. Okay.
All right.
Have a nice day.
From the conversation, it's clear that the stalker is trying to force a connection, repeatedly pushing for interaction, while the creator directly says he's not interested and feels uncomfortable. Later, he uploads another video, likely to document what's happening as evidence.
And I have the train cars. And what do we see?
For nearly a year. When he finally returned, it was pretty harmless. The creator was just something dark is right there with her. Lose her grip on reality. It was just showing off as begins to move, as if being pulled by an invisible force. That moment completely overwhelms her, and she struggles to hold back her emotions. It's also worth noting that her behavior becomes increasingly erratic. She even starts using a Ouija board. You can take this story with a book called Boog 731 appear.
Okay, so then
The first video on it was pretty harmless. The creator was just showing off a homemade Halloween costume that the stalker has no intention of stopping. So the creator comes up with a plan. He stays seated until the very last moment before the train doors open, then quickly rushes out and switches cars, hoping to lose him. But even that doesn't fully solve the problem, and the situation escalates to the point where other people get involved, making it clear that it can't be ignored anymore.
Thank you for riding, sir.
I'll stay on the train track. I'm going to stay on the train. Yeah, that's good. Get on. Stay on. Gerard, stay on the fucking train. Stop following me. Sit down and stop following me. Sit down and stop following me.
We're going.
Sit down.
We're going.
Sit down. Can you get him to stop following me, please?
Okay, somebody needs to get off the train and somebody sit down. Why are you following him?
I don't know.
Okay, do you want to wait for the next train? You hold the train up. Step off for a second, sir.
I'll go.
What? Come up here.
Thank you. Thank you. And here he is. Still following.
Eventually, he goes to the police. According to a later update, that seems to have worked. He explains that the videos were recorded back in 2011, and sometime after getting law enforcement
Okay, wait. Thank you for all the concern.
involved, the stalker disappeared. It seems he finally got the message and left him alone. The creator also mentions that there were other strange incidents that weren't shown in the videos, but fortunately, none of them resulted in him getting hurt. Since then, the channel has gone completely inactive. Still, the story ends on a relatively positive note. He managed to get out of the situation safely. At the same time, it serves as a chilling reminder that things like this really do happen in real life. A traveling salesman checked into a hotel during an overseas business trip and ended up capturing something pretty disturbing on camera.
Hold on, y'all. Let me do something real quick. Well,
Footage was later uploaded to the YouTube weren't shown in the videos, but fortunately, none of them resulted in him getting hurt. Since then, the channel has gone completely inactive. Still, the story ends on a relatively positive note. He managed to get out of the situation safely. At the same time, it serves as a chilling reminder that things like this really do happen in real life. A traveling salesman checked into a hotel during an overseas business trip and ended up capturing something pretty disturbing on camera. The footage was later uploaded to the YouTube channel Fourth Wall. According to him, due to COVID-19 restrictions, he had to self-quarantine for 7 days. During that time, he stayed alone in a hotel room with no contact with anyone else. But by the second day of his quarantine, things started to feel off. That evening, he was talking to a friend over video call when there was a sudden knock at the door. He went to check, but no one was there.
かったわ。
マジでなんか部屋間違えたんだね。
まあ、飯の時はノックされるんやけど。
隔離はいつまで？
まあ、あと5日。
Brushing it off, he assumed it might have been a hotel employee who knocked on the wrong room. A few minutes later, their conversation shifted to the food at the hotel, but something unsettled him again.
アジア料理が多いな、やっぱ。
また聞こえただろ。
また？
今録画してるまだ。
してる。
あ、ちょっと待って。
何してんの？
ちょっと見て。
その強盗とかだったらやばいんじゃない？
まあ、証拠取れ。
証拠？ちょっとフリーズしてるけど、証拠取れなくない？あ、大丈夫。いないじゃん。誰もいない。
誰もいないし。
おう。
見た。
前の部屋のやつがなんかいたずらでやってんじゃない？
His friend suggested it could be a neighbor messing with him, though the salesman wasn't even sure if anyone was staying in the rooms nearby. Jokingly, his friend brought up the idea that the room might be haunted, but he didn't take it seriously and went to bed. Later that night, he was woken up by another knock at the door. This time, he tried to record it, but as soon as he turned the camera on, the knocking stopped. At that point, he became determined to figure out what was going on. The next day, he waited for it to happen again. When he heard the knock, he immediately went to the door, but once again, no one was there. He checked both ends of the hallway, and it was completely empty. That's when he started questioning his own sanity. But it didn't stop there. The following night, it happened again, only this time, it was even more unsettling. After hearing the knock, he opened the door and found no one, just like before. But when he turned around, he realized that all the doors inside his room were now open. That was enough to genuinely shake him, and he started to believe something was seriously wrong with the room. The most disturbing part happened on the 6th night. He set up his computer camera to record anything that might happen while he slept. As expected, he was woken up again by knocking. But when he walked toward the door, he noticed something strange. The sound didn't seem to be coming from outside, but from inside the room itself. He opened the door anyway, and once again, there was no one there. At this point, he was convinced that whatever was happening couldn't be explained normally. Luckily, he had also set up a second camera, which captured something he didn't notice at the time. While he was in the bathroom, a bottle in the room slowly started moving on its own, before eventually falling off the surface. That only made things even more confusing. Fortunately, his stay was almost over. His quarantine ended the next day. To this day, he still can't come up with a rational explanation for what happened in that room. He leans toward the idea that the room may have been haunted, but he isn't completely sure. Like with most videos like this, it's hard to say whether it was staged or something genuinely unexplained. In the end, it's up to you to decide. In 2020, a post appeared on Reddit Found Footage, where a user wondered if any so-called found footage videos out there might actually be real. They mentioned that they had been going through random videos on YouTube, trying to find something convincing, but hadn't come across anything, so they decided to ask if they might have missed something. The post didn't get much attention at first, only
I tell you that, right? You do some deep diving into YouTube, you see some crazy ass shit. I'm talking about some crazy ass shit.
receiving around 16 upvotes. But about 2 years later, a user named That Horsehead Guy replied with a cryptic comment. They shifted the conversation toward physical media, bringing up VHS tapes and asking if anyone had ever come across something strange in that format. Then they hinted that they had something relevant, and shortly after, they dropped a YouTube link. One person later said they regretted clicking on it. The link leads to a small YouTube channel with a very limited audience. At the time, it had only 108 subscribers and 5 videos. One of those videos in particular stands out for its disturbing content. The person recounting this story admits they had never heard of either the channel or the Reddit thread before, and kind of wishes they still hadn't. Looking at the video's description gives a bit of context. Once the video starts, you see a man preparing for some kind of game. Around him are several dolls, and he interacts with them as if he's explaining the rules. The atmosphere in the room feels off, tense and unsettling. Scattered throughout the space are buckets filled with a substance that looks like mud. At one point, he opens a drawer and pulls out a handheld device featuring a game called Blackjack 21. From there, things start to make more sense.
This is February 13, 2001, and my doll has got a Valentine present for me. Every time I lose, I get my bad. This one, where is it? A hit? A hit? See, I went over 21. I would get on my bad. Come on. By golly, you're going to get it right down your... You put 3 belts around your shirt now. I don't want to run out of your shirt.
He begins playing, and it becomes clear that he's following a specific set of rules. Every time he goes over the limit in the game, he uses the contents of the buckets on himself. Because of the nature of what happens next, these parts are usually heavily censored when shown. Going back to the Reddit thread reveals more details. When someone asked that same user what exactly the video was, they described it as a kind of art, though rough and unsettling in its execution. They also mentioned that the footage came from a VHS tape titled Golden Afternoon, with a label addressed to someone named David. They went on to say that there was originally much more footage, but a large portion of it had been intentionally destroyed over time by people who had watched it. In the remaining clips, the man goes into detail about over time. It was originally afternoon, with a label addressed.
Wait, what the hell? Okay, it is. Oh. Oh. Oh.
To someone named David. They went on to say that there was originally much more footage, but a large portion of it had been intentionally destroyed over time by people who had watched it. In the remaining clips, the man goes into detail about the rules of his game, what each doll represents, and why everything is set up the way it is. He also shows how much of the substance he has. It's clear that a significant amount of time, effort, and planning went into whatever this was. The narrator suggests that what we're seeing could either be some kind of personal fixation or a form of performance art. They also point out that the man in the video may have developmental issues, which could explain some of his behavior. Whether any of this is actually real remains unclear. Still, both the channel and the footage itself leave a deeply unsettling impression, regardless of whether it's art, something staged, or something else entirely. Here's something that might keep you up at night. An unknown user uploaded a series of disturbing videos to the YouTube channel Dark Parallels, and then seemingly disappeared from the internet. There are only 5 videos on the channel, but each one becomes progressively more unsettling. The first video is titled First Paranormal Experience. In the description, the uploader explains that after going through several strange incidents, they decided to move out of their home. When they later returned to pick up some of their belongings, they recorded what happened. That's where everything begins. To pick up some of their belongings, and then seemingly disappeared from the internet. There are only 5 videos on the channel, but each one becomes progressively more unsettling. The first video is titled First Paranormal Experience. In the description, the uploader explains that after going through several strange incidents, they decided to move out of their home. When they later returned to pick up some of their belongings, they recorded what happened. That's where everything begins. The exact reason they left isn't explained.
Hold on, y'all.